What's good? What's going on, YouTube gang? It's your boy Zymirr back with another video for y'all boys, man. In today's video, we have the NBA 2K21 next gen gameplay courtside report number 2, bruh. We already did the first report where we got some next gen info, so we're gonna be getting some more today, bruh. And I'm just gonna read through. I haven't read this yet, so it's gonna be my first time reading. I'm just gonna read through, basically just fucking recording myself reading it, you know what I'm saying? But let's get straight into it, bro. So this number 2 right here, movement and contact. So it says, welcome back to part 2 of our 3-part courtside report series on next gen gameplay. Last week I talked about some of the great additions you can expect to try out with the shooting, dribbling, and passing when you get the game in your hands this November. Today we're going to dive into some of the tech that we are able to create to make NBA 2K21 on the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and Xbox Series S truly feel like a next generation experience. Moving on to next gen movement. There's nothing more exciting for a developer than the arrival of new consoles. Every new generation gives us the opportunity to step back and reimagine how we can push the sports gaming genre forward. If I had to pick one aspect of gameplay that's probably benefited the most from the jump to next gen, the answer would probably have to be on-court locomotion, and that's very good to hear, y'all, man. Because y'all know that the sliding on current gen is horrible, man. It feels awful, kind of like similar to 19. But it says movement is the foundation for a solid basketball game. When that foundation isn't solid, a lot of aspects of the game fall apart. We put a lot of resources toward improving locomotion with and without the ball, and I'm excited how far it's come to kick off year 1 of the next generation of 2K hoops. Moving on to dribble movement. The dribbler was rebuilt from the ground up for next gen, and the difference is night and day. We retain the concept of signature dribble styles that we introduced a couple years ago, but otherwise everything was scrapped and re-architected, bringing a completely different feel with the ball in your hands for next gen. Additionally, protect and post movement saw massive upgrades. The aspect of dribble movement that excites me the most is that the predictability and consistency of it. It's much easier to go exactly where you want on the floor and in the manner that you'd expect to get there. No unwanted turns or having your player face the wrong way. No bursting up to speed or failed cuts. It just works. And because it's built using the same engine as the Pro Stick dribble move system, movement and moves work cohesively together. Player speeds are more accurate to real life, and the sense of weight feels more realistic. It's a complete package, and I don't think I can overstate how much it's elevated my enjoyment of playing the game. And that's really good to hear, man. So they fixed the movement, bro, and that's really good to hear for next gen, man. And then down below we have some next gen gameplay. We got Butler and Tobias Harris right here. This is showing some off-ball defense. Like I said, bro, that's really good to hear, bro, because on current gen, the sliding is crazy. You can't even reach for a steal or go for a block. You do that and you're out of the play, bro, if you don't get it. You know what I'm saying? The error animations, they're just horrible, but they fixed it, bro, so that's good to hear. Moving on to defense and off-ball. All non-dribbling movement from on-ball defense to off-ball offense and defense is run by our motion engine, which is in its 3rd year of development. The motion team has been working tirelessly to bring a next-gen improvement to moving without the ball, and it both looks and feels fantastic. Here are some of the upgrades that stand out. Unique contextual motion assets for various basketball situations. Transition stops, leak out, guard break, anchor, space perimeter. Bring in awareness to the look of the players on the floor and give them more life. Improve pathing. Cuts and stops make defenders feel more grounded and fix a lot of the sliding from the previous generation. Overall improvement to motion stability and response. In other words, we smooth out the twitchiness, and players can more accurately follow exactly what you're doing on the sticks. Updated player size detection logic and greater emphasis on a player differentiation. Bigs move like bigs and guards move like guards, and that's good to hear, man. This includes a lot of new animation content to support signature motion styles. left stick taps allow you to play quick steps, which are really helpful when you need to make the subtle adjustments to your defensive position. And down below we have Donovan Mitchell and some more next gen gameplay, bro. That looks like a little quick stop right there. And if you haven't seen my last video, they already announced that there's going to be like signature quick stops this year. Like LeBron, everybody's their own signature quick stops. So that's raw. Moving on to foot planting, man. Sliding in basketball is no good, but it's something we've had to live with in the past because of limitations in technology. I'm happy to say that the next gen version of NBA 2K21 takes a huge leap in that department. Our engineers rewrote our foot planting tech from scratch, and it led to one of the most striking visual improvements when you compare next gen to previous generations. Players can now take procedural steps instead of sliding their feet when they need to make micro adjustments. I love seeing proper footwork as players are making hard cuts, accelerating, stopping, even just standing and making subtle movements in place. It just brings 2K hoops one more step. See what I did there? Closer to real life. Alright, my name is Michael. I ain't trying to throw a little, he's a cornball, but look. So we got Jamal Murray, RJ Barrett, D'Angelo Russell, Malcolm Brogdon, Kyrie, Bradley Beal, all in the next gen gameplay. That's the cutoff right there. So this is like bump animations when you're like trying to drive and stuff. That looks real right there. That boy just got contacted though. D'Angelo Russell gets contacts? That's tough. Is he like that? They must have lowered the rating. I don't hear about D'Angelo Russell catching bodies, but look. Maybe I'm asleep though, I don't know. Body ups. That's our internal name for all of the interactions between the ball handler and defender. It's always a tricky balance trying to accurately model the cat and mouse game between the offense and the defense. Our goal with body ups was to highlight the improvements that we were able to make to both dribbling and defensive movement. To that end, it meant less can interactions and doing a better job of respecting user control. I think the next gen version of NBA 2K21 strikes a great balance between rewarding taking proper driving angles and respecting contact. Attempting to drive head first directly into a defender will stop them in their tracks, lead to charges, or force pickups. When ball handlers get to the hip of the defender but the defender matches well, it will lead to more realistic rides that neither player will feel stuck in. And on the other extreme, slow-footed or slow-to-react defenders will be punished with blow-bys, and if they try to force the contact too late, might get hit with the blocking foul. Strong ball handlers can also hard stop out of a ride and crab defenders more effectively, so it's not always about speed when trying to probe into the paint. The logic for the types of solutions that play out is much more robust and takes into account every little detail you can think of. The end result is a better one-on-one game that more accurately mirrors the real NBA. And down below we have Rudy Gobert, Bam Adebayo setting screens, bro, and some more gameplay, bro. This shit looks so real, bro. Can't just get over that, like how this shit looks so real. I knew it was gonna be a huge graphical like upgrade because it was huge from what was that 14 to 15 or 13 to 14. You know what I'm saying? It's been a while, man. But look, man, the graphical upgrade is crazy. I can't wait to see what the world looks like. It's gonna be a world, bro. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to see what that bitch looks like. It's gonna be lit, man. It's gonna be lit. November 10th, gang. November 10th. You know what I'm saying? Less than a month. Let's go. But look, off-ball contact. Just like with body ups, we wanted to translate those same principles off-ball. The motion team completely reworked the off-ball contact system, which now features everything from let-throughs, incidental contact, to hard collisions. There's a great freedom of movement when you're working away from the ball, but also realistic contact when it's called for, all with no snatching or sliding. My favorite aspect of these collisions can be seen in the new screen interactions. Gone are the vacuum screens that have plagued basketball games in the past, where defenders will get pulled into a screen collision and run in a direction they weren't asking for. And everybody knows what they're talking about, getting sucked into a screen, bro. And that's what I'm known for, you know what I'm saying? Big bodies, big Miyagis, you know what I'm saying? You can reject screens appropriately, go over or under as you'd expect, and die on a screen if you have a weak defender trying to barrel through a big. It all looks great, but more importantly, feels great for both the offense and defense to get the outcomes that make sense in such an important aspect of team basketball, bro. So it sounds like they fixed the screens, bro. And even though I'm a big, that's happy to hear, bro. It's better for on-ball defense. Sounds like they fixed the defense, bro. So it's gonna be more of a, you know what I'm saying, stick skill per se for the screens. You're gonna have to set big bodies off your stick skill. You know what I'm saying? Moving on to Impact Engine, man. One of the biggest challenges we face when balancing offense and defense is contact in the paint. As you can tell, with Next Gen, we really stress the importance of respecting user control and not warping defenders into place for the sake of game balance. But it's vital to be able to have reliable contact, especially for protecting the basket, in order to prevent bloated points in the paint. For NBA 2K21 Next Gen, we developed a new in-air contact shot system that we internally call the Impact Engine. The goal was to completely remove the snatching that we'd been using in past games and resolve collisions on the fly as players hit each other in mid-air. The Impact Engine and Next Gen console power gives us the flexibility to do just that. By creating reliable contact when players are in flight, we no longer have to take control of defenders while they're on the ground and pull them into place just to force certain outcomes. This will be most notable for paint defenders, as they'll have the freedom to maneuver their players into position and make a play on the ball themselves, rather than the game dictating what happens based on whatever animations happen to trigger. To further aid paint defense, the logic that goes into block targeting was improved, and we're using IK more heavily now to get the hand to track the ball as well as to minimize clipping. One of the main beneficiaries of the new engine is that we now have the contact, alley-oop, and putback dunks for the first time in 2K, which looks sick and feel rewarding when you can pull them off. So contact alleys, I was always wondering about those, bro. Why do you never have contact alleys? You can dunk on people, but there was no like contact animation, so that's raw. And contact putback dunks, that's raw, bro. That's raw. So it's gonna be like more highlights. And if you didn't see my last video, like I said, they already told us that they added the off the backboard alleys and the off the ground alleys, bro. So it's gonna be raw, bro. And we got some more next gen footage right here. We got Dwight, you know what I'm saying, Lake Show, man. Bron just got his fourth. Y'all know what's going on. And who we got right here? Oh, we got Dame getting a charge on Chris Paul right here. Well, Chris Paul getting a charge. And then let me take a sip of my jar. Shit, bro. Calm out. But look, man, Lake Show, man. Y'all know what's going on. Let's go. And we going back to back. No cap. But we got a charge right here. And it says on-ground contact also saw major upgrades, specifically with charge and block fouls. Beating the shooter to the spot and getting set will yield a lot more successful charge calls on the offense, while being late will give you more blocking fouls. We've also added crash layups for the situations where the shooter barrels into the defense, but a charge or block aren't warranted. These animations will help convey to the player that they're forcing the issue and hopefully teach them to respect paint defenders next time they go inside. If you can't get around the defense, sometimes it's better to shoot a floater or pull-up jumper. And moving on to PS5 trigger effect. Just PS5 trigger effect, so not Xbox. If y'all didn't know, you know, I'm an Xbox game, but you know, I know a little bit about PlayStation, bro. I rock with PlayStation, but look, the next gen PS5 PlayStation controllers, the triggers have like I forget what it's called, but it's like a sensor type thing, and you can basically like, it's different like pressures and like, you know, strengths basically on the triggers, bro. I don't know, it's some next gen technology shit. But look, something that always excites us as developers in the introduction of new hardware features that come along with new consoles. When we first heard about the PlayStation 5's adaptive triggers and haptic feedback, we immediately began brainstorming ways to use them to enhance the gameplay experience. As soon as we got our hands on the dev kits, our lead engineer experimented with several different prototypes to figure out what made the most sense for a basketball game. For the adaptive triggers, we opted to use them to convey energy and fatigue. As you move around the court, you'll feel more you'll feel more and more resistance on the sprint trigger as your player's energy drains. We also use adaptive resistance in the post game. Strong post players will feel very little resistance on L2 when backing down weaker opponents, but you'll have to use more force to pull L2 when it's the other way around. It's very interesting to play with and helps immerse you into the experience of actually being on the basketball court, bro. And down below we got my boy Steven Adams setting a big body on Pat Bev, bro. Check out them graphics, man. Next gen gameplay right there. That's raw. Chris Peasy in the cut. And at the bottom, bro, getting to the end, at the bottom, as for haptic feedback, so continuing with the controller, we used it to attenuate our various collision systems. Box outs, body up rods, off ball collisions, denies, rods, basically any situation where players make significant contact will vibrate the controller at various intensities depending on the strength of the players involved and the severity of the impact, bro. So it sounds like strength will have more of an impact next year. It's so dope to feel the difference in your hands between a grazing bump and hard hit. It's also a great reinforcement tool to understand when you're making players work too hard on the court, which could hit their energy or stamina levels and potentially cause wear and tear on their bodies with our in-depth injury system. There's so much more that happened on the engineering front to raise the bar in building NBA 2K21's next gen tech, but these are just the main ones I wanted to bring to your attention for today. New technology is always exciting, and I love seeing how advancements in the hardware lead to advancements in the software, which then birth new gameplay features and push the genre forward. Make sure to check out next week's final gameplay Courtside report, which will be number 3, as I reveal details about player builds, badges, takeover, and improvements to AI, bro. And it's already been confirmed that there's going to be new, like a upgrade to the build system. So I wouldn't say, I don't know if it's new, but like basically there's going to be added content to the build system. So a new build system, new badges, new takeovers, and new builds. It's going to be like a new game, bro, all around. And it's going to be improvements to the AI. How better can they really get, bro? AIs are nice. But yeah, and this was by Mike Wang at Baluba. And that is the NBA 2K21 gameplay director, for those of you who didn't know that. But yeah, that really much sums it up for this one, man. Let's go back and take a look at all the next gen gameplay that we got a little look at again. So boom, just take a look at these graphics, man. Take it all in. Adams right there. Boy Dame. Graphics looking raw. Late show. Bron got 4. How many rings y'all think Bron gonna get before he retire? Let me know down in the comments below. Whether you're a Bron fan or not, just keep it 100. And we got Mitch, D Mitch right here. Give me that, Lopez. Bam Adebayo, center screen. Rudy. Oh yeah, Kyrie. Little cutoff animation, little quick stop right there. Cut off on Jamal. That boy's got a contact. Little quick stop by D Mitch. Some more gameplay. And we got Jimmy Butler on Tobias Harris on some off-ball defense. Looks nice, man. Looks nice. But yeah, man, that's really it for this video. If you enjoyed this and you found this information helpful, you know what I'm saying? Smash that like button for your boy. Fuck you talking about? But look, if it's your first time watching one of my videos, man, hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications to join the family, man, so you never miss another one of my uploads. We're going crazy all 2K21 long. Next gen, we really about to turn up, man. We get busting. We just hit 1K. Shout out to everybody. I appreciate y'all. But yeah, man, that's really it for this video. It's your boy Zymirr.